Imagine you're a ship captain in 1890, moving cargo from San Francisco to New York. You only have one real option: sail 14,000 miles all the way around the southern tip of South America. You have to navigate the freezing, violent waters of Cape Horn, where a single mistake can sink your ship. North and South America form a single unbroken landmass, acting as a solid wall, blocking the Atlantic Ocean from the Pacific. But near the equator lies a physical anomaly, the Isthmus of Panama, just 80 kilometers wide. This narrow land bridge sat directly between the world's two largest oceans, forcing every ship traveling between the coasts into a detour that added months to their journeys. The pressure to find a shortcut exploded in 1848. Gold was discovered in California, and suddenly hundreds of thousands of people demanded passage to America's west coast. Travelers faced awful choices. They could risk crossing treacherous mountains by land, take the brutal sea voyage around South America, or attempt a complicated, dangerous route across Panama using trains and small riverboats. As global shipping volume rose every single year, taking the long way around became financially devastating. The extra weeks at sea consumed massive amounts of fuel and tied up valuable cargo. The immense financial drain of these routes turned the canal into a global priority. Breaking through the land became a logistical requirement for the world's growing economies. In 1881, France launched the first major attempt to cut through Panama, led by Ferdinand de Lesseps. He was riding high on a massive engineering victory, having just completed the Suez Canal in Egypt. De Lesseps made a fatal engineering assumption. He believed he could treat the tropical, mountainous Panamanian jungle exactly like the flat Egyptian desert, digging a simple sea-level ditch from one side to the other. Panama fought back. Relentless tropical rain caused massive landslides, while rivers flooded overnight and completely destroyed the French excavation efforts and heavy equipment. The human cost was devastating. Malaria and yellow fever swept through the camps, killing over 20,000 workers. With millions spent and their workforce decimated, the French company collapsed into bankruptcy. This catastrophic failure terrified engineers. The Panamanian jungle seemed to defy human intervention, cementing the canal's reputation as a deadly, impossible dream. By 1904, the United States had emerged as a dominant industrial power. Its leaders viewed the canal as vital for expanding trade and moving more ships quickly between the oceans, leading them to take over the project. Their first crucial breakthrough was medical. Doctors discovered that mosquitoes were transmitting the diseases that killed the French workforce. By implementing strict water drainage and mosquito control protocols, they successfully protected the laborers. With the workforce protected, they introduced a revolutionary mechanical pivot. They abandoned the doomed sea-level ditch and instead designed a highly complex lock canal. This schematic illustrates exactly how the lock system works. Massive concrete chambers act as giant water elevators, filling up to physically lift ships 26 meters above sea level into an artificial lake, then lowering them back down on the other side. The scale of earth removal required was overwhelming. More than 75,000 workers operated massive steam shovels and railways, blasting apart mountains and hauling dirt day and night. The most brutal section was the Culebra Cut, carving straight through the Continental Divide. It was the deepest, most dangerous excavated portion of the project. Finally, after 10 grueling years of labor, the first official ship crossed the completed waterway on August 15, 1914. Success required more than just moving dirt. The Americans finished the job by using large-scale sanitation to eliminate disease and mastering the physics of water to lift ships over the mountains. The old route around South America is gone, replaced by a high-velocity shortcut that shaves 13,000 kilometers off the journey from New York to San Francisco. This faster delivery triggers a financial cascade, saving shipping companies hundreds of thousands of dollars per voyage. Panama itself is the biggest direct beneficiary, by collecting tolls from every vessel that passes through, generating billions in revenue and transforming Panama into one of Latin America's primary financial hubs. Today, the canal acts as a critical pressure valve for the modern global economy, keeping 6% of international maritime trade flowing smoothly between oceans. But decades of globalization mean cargo vessels keep getting bigger. Eventually, modern container ships grew too massive to fit inside the original lock chambers. To survive, Panama launched a massive expansion project in 2016, adding larger locks designed specifically to accommodate these enormous new Panamax vessels. Now, a critical vulnerability threatens the system. Climate change is causing severe droughts that rapidly lower the vital artificial freshwater lakes. When water levels drop, canal authorities are forced to restrict daily traffic and limit cargo weights. Entire global supply chains suddenly find themselves at the mercy of Panamanian rainfall. Engineering can move mountains, but this tiny 80-kilometer stretch of water remains both the greatest triumph of human engineering construction and the single most critical vulnerability in modern global trade.